Development. The greatest responsibility entrusted to man is that of developing himself. The perfecting of oneself is the fundamental base of all progress and all moral development. I must develop my inner qualities, for that is where my real wealth lies. Spiritual development is the greatest thing in many lives. The individual needs to be in constant struggle with his environment if he is to develop to his highest capacity. Hard conditions of life are indispensable to bringing out the best in human personality. Von Humboldt says, "No matter how good or great a man may be, there is yet a better and a greater man within him. Few of us ever have risen equal to our best vision. The place at the top is only won by the brave, and the average person's courage leaks out before he reaches the top. Long years must pass before the truths we have made for ourselves become our very flesh. Die when I may. I want it said of me by those who knew me best that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower wherever I thought a flower would grow. Let us endeavor so to live that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. When man dies, his spirit returns to God who gave it. All that lives must die. Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. Plato died in the act of writing. Lucan, while reciting part of his book on the War of Pharsalus. Blake died singing, Wagner in sleep and with his head on his wife's shoulder. Many have passed away in their sleep. Various high medical authorities express their surprise that the dying seldom feel either dismay or regret. And even those who perish by violence, as for some instance in battle, feel it is profitable, but little suffering. Everyone ought to fear to die until he has done something that will always live. One may live as a conqueror, a king, a magistrate, but he must die as a man or a woman. Heaven is just a wink away. Diet. Eat in measure and defy the doctor. Stomachs shouldn't be waste baskets. An egg is generally as good as a feast, and sometimes better. My soul is dark with stormy riot, directly traceable to my diet. Eat with moderation. What you know by experience agrees with your constitution. Nothing is good for the body but what we can digest. Now learn what and how great benefits a temperate diet will bring along with it. In the first place, you will enjoy health. In general, mankind, since the improvement of cookery, eats twice as much as nature requires. Who ends the day with wholesome food begins the next in a happy mood. A lunch of bread and cheese after a good walk is more enjoyable than a major's feast. It is a difficult matter to argue with the belly, since it has no ears. Difference. An unlearned carpenter of my acquaintance once said in my hearing, "There is very little difference between one man and another, but what little difference there is very important." Though a mother gives birth to 9 sons, all 9 will be different. There's a big difference between a man and 175 pounds of meat. In proportion as our own mind is enlarged, we discover a great number of men of originality. Commonplace people see no difference between one man and another. Each of us lives a life that never has been or ever will be exactly like that of any other human being. Had God meant to be different, He would have created me different. Had God meant me to be different, He would have created me different. When men come face to face with their differences, their differences often vanish. Hunt for the difference that makes a difference. The only difference between a rut and a grave is their dimensions. Find out what your uniqueness is. Cultivate it. God gave it to you for a reason. Understand it.